Hello and welcome. This is Jennifer McGuire and I'm a guest today on the Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel. I'm going to share with you a easy and fun surprise slider card. So let me show you what the card looks like completed so you can see which direction we're headed with the video. When you pull the tab on the top of the card, the umbrella goes up and you see a cute little bear underneath. In this video, I'll show you how to use different products creatively to get new uses from them. First up, I have the Simon Says Stamp Follow the Rainbow stamp set. The sentiments in here are wonderful, and I saw many people do creative things with that large image, but I wanted to get a different look from it. So I'm only going to use the rainbow portion. Along with that, I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Woodland Whimsy stamp set. See that bear there? I thought he would be cute to peek out from underneath the umbrella. Any critter image or little person would work for this. So off screen, I stamped the umbrella image and the bear image and colored them with Copic markers. I now am going to cut out just the umbrella and the bear so I could use those on my card. So instead of having the lady hold the umbrella, we'll have the bear. This is another way to get more out of your stamp set. Use different sets together creatively and get a completely new look. Okay, so I have my umbrella and bear ready to go. I'm going to design the card so that when you pull the tab, the umbrella goes up to reveal the bear underneath. Don't worry, we'll create a little handle for the umbrella later on. First, we need to create our background. I have white cardstock and the Simon Says Stamp Cloud Stencil. I'm using my Pink and Main Ergonomic blending brush and Altenew Sea Breeze ink. I'm starting with the ink on the stencil, and then I pull it off onto the cardstock, and this creates a nice cloudy sky. This particular stencil is great because each side has a different cloud pattern, and in the center underneath the masking tape are basic clouds. So you can use this in many ways. I applied a light amount of ink for a soft background, but you could use darker ink if you want it to be more bold. This background that I created is 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to cut 1/4 inch off the bottom. So now it's 4 by 5 inches. I also have a note card that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm going to also cut off 1/4 inch off the bottom of this. The reason I'm cutting a little bit off of these is so that there's room for that tab to stick out of the top when we're done and still fit in an envelope. Next, it's time to create the slider function on our card. For this, I use the Simon Says Stamp Quintuple Slider die set. This die set is intended for creating a card that has 5 elements that can slide back and forth. I wanted to show you how to use it in a new way to make one element, the large umbrella, to move back and forth. So if you want to learn how to use the quintuple slider die as originally intended, there's a link below to a video done at Simon Says Stamp. But here I'm going to change it up. This die normally cuts 5 sets of rails, but I only want 3 to go behind our large umbrella. So I'm using those 3 sets of rails on the left and centering that towards the top center of our background. Now we're going to do partial die cutting. I'll put my top cutting plate over only those 3 sets of rails, and the other sets are hanging out on the right. Now I'll run this through and anything under the cutting plate will cut, which is those 3 sets of rails. So now I can take this out and you can see that I have the 3 sets of rails right in the center top of our card. Now I'm going to take the die and rotate it 180 degrees and do the same thing. I've lined the rails in with the cuts on our background so they line up perfectly. And now I'm going to do partial die cutting again. All this is doing is cutting our 3 sets of rails to the same length, because you notice how that middle one is short? We'll have them all cut to the same length. This really isn't important, but it allowed my card element to move more than if I didn't do it. So now we have our background panel ready for the sliding element. Next, I'm going to cut the other portion of the slider die set. This is the piece that pulls up and down. It won't be seen when the card is closed except the tab at the top. So I cut this from blue cardstock, and there we have this piece ready to go. Now remember, this is set for 5 elements to move. I only want 3. So we're going to have to trim this piece down too. Using my Holtz trimmer, I'll just cut so that we have the 3 sliding portions on the end. Then I'll cut off the tab too. We'll make a new tab later. So now this will match up with the rails that we cut on our background. This will all make sense in a moment as we start to put it together. Now on this piece, there are these little arms. That's what I like to call them. You fold each of the arms back. These arms will wrap around the tracks on our background and slide up and down. So you need to start by folding those back. You can see how we have 3 sets of arms for the 3 tracks. Okay, next I like to get small foam squares ready to go on top of the arms when we press them down. These need to be tiny, and I have bigger foam squares, so I'm going to cut them smaller. I find it helpful to have them ready to go. Okay, so now we're going to take the slider piece and attach it to the back of our cloud background. We'll put one arm through the first track, the second arm through the track next to it, and pull them out the front, and then fold them around, wrap them around, or hug the track on the front. Now that those arms are wrapped to the front, we can go ahead and put a foam square on it so that it doesn't come undone. The foam square will only touch the arms, not the background, because we want those arms to be able to slide up and down on the track, as you see here. Okay, now I'm going to repeat this process with the middle set of tracks. Put one arm in, the other arm, wrap them around in the front, and then add a foam square on that. And then, of course, we'll repeat that for the third set. At this point, you can pull that panel up and down and see how the 3 foam squares go up and down. You could glue 3 different critters on here, 3 different images. I'm going to put a large umbrella on it. Okay, so next I'm going to take my little bear and place him where I want him on the card, towards the bottom. I want to leave a little room for a sentiment underneath it, and make sure he's not too high, that there's plenty of room for the umbrella to move. Now I can take the release paper off the foam squares and put the umbrella on that. You can see why I use 3 foam squares, because this umbrella is wide and covers that much area. So it's good to have it attached to the 3. So now when you pull the tab, it goes up, and then when you push it in, it goes down. Okay, next I needed to create an umbrella handle for our bear. I didn't have an image, so I created my own, and I am terrible at drawing, but this is easy to do. I used a T-ruler and drew 2 black lines very close together. And at the bottom, I drew a U-shaped handle. I first did this in pencil because I don't trust myself, and then I traced over it with a black pen. After I drew that in and then cut it out, it's nowhere near perfect, but it's good enough. Something small like this you can just eyeball and create on your own to make your images work for a different scene. Now I'm adding liquid adhesive to the back. This is Gina K Connect. And I'll put that on the back of my umbrella and then place it right onto the bear so that it fits on his hands and goes up underneath the umbrella. This isn't actually attached to the umbrella. It's only attached to our background. I then added a stamped sentiment underneath the bear, and that sentiment is from the Follow the Rainbow stamp set that I showed you at the beginning. Now it's time to finish off the pull tab. Now remember, I had cut the little half circle off the top, so we need to replace that. There are many ways you could do this, but I decided to use the same die and do some partial die cutting from blue cardstock. So I'm putting this in my die cut machine, but I'll put the cutting plate so it's only over the top portion, so the little rails in the center there don't cut. So I cut right across that top, and there we have our pull tab. It's a little wide, we'll fix that, but this will work great. You could instead just die cut 2 circles and use that as a tab, but I found this was best. Now I've pulled our tab and our card out, and I'm going to glue this right on it, centering it, so that the tab sticks out of the top. I then can trim that excess off each side using scissors. Now I have a tab that works perfect for the slider mechanism that we created on this particular card. Now we need to take this and add it to our note card. So I flipped it over, and on the back, I'm putting double-sided foam tape around our pull tab mechanism. We want it to be close to it, but not all the way up to it, because we want the pull tab to be able to move freely. So you can see how there's a tiny little space there. Now I can remove the release paper and add this onto the note card that we created earlier. Remember how I had cut it a little bit short? That's the one I'm using. So it is 4 1/4 inches wide and 5 1/4 inches tall. So I'll glue that right onto it, and you can see our pull tab is sticking out of the top. Next, I wanted to stamp pull on the tab so people know it's interactive. I'm using this Lawn Fawn Push Here stamp set. It has lots of sentiments for interactive cards. And I stamped that with Hero Art's soft granite gray ink. So it's a little bit subtle and doesn't stand out too much. I finished off the card by adding little clear raindrops here and there over the card. You can put them anywhere you want, including on the rainbow. Just make sure none of them are in the way of the tracks that allow the element to move up and down. So here's a look at our completed card. When you pull the tab, you see the bear underneath, and when you close it, he's hidden. So think about all the different elements you could do this with. You could have a cloud and a sun. You could have a hill with an animal that comes up. Lots of fun ways to use different stamp sets together to create a surprise slider card. So there you have it. If you are interested in any of these products, they are all available at simonsaysstamp.com. I appreciate the time you took to watch this video with me today. I hope you have a chance to get crafty, and we'll see you again soon.